artificial general intelligence can rebel and destroy the human race. Solutions? Equals IAH equals human artificial intelligence equals hybridize, merge neurodigitally synaptically with the IAG. That is, evolve. Possible alternatives? Digital biosuits with neocranially attachable helmets, attaching an external layer of non-invasive synaptic interconnectivity with the IAG, using injected nanotechnology to attach to neuronal axons and multiply brain potential. Just as evolution chose to accumulate higher layers over the primitive ones in the structure and functional architecture of the human brain, it is now completely feasible through advanced neurotechnology to create a second external layer of digital brain with a non-invasive interface of synaptic interconnectivity. In this way, the path to fusion with the IAG is simplified and routed, giving rise to the emergence of the IAH, human artificial intelligence, and the replacement of Homo sapiens sapiens by Homo logicus digitalis. Such a second neurodigital brain will operate associated with a digitized suit of microfiber optics with laser computing. Components of the Zeus program to enable psychic leaps for advanced piconauts. A new era begins. For the development of the second external layer of the digital brain with a non-invasive interface of synaptic interconnectivity, the phase of replicating nanotechnology is key, capable of generating millions of biochemical microneurochips with the same proteins of the human organism and providing the human brain with a telepathy interface. Synthetic digital. Note that in the near future with Internet 7 it will be possible to process data at quantum speed, and the fusion with the IAG through IAH technology will allow humans to co-process. The same market forces will evolve increasingly advanced versions of external neurodigital brains. A new evolutionary line opens for humans, hyper-accelerated. We will need to hyper-concentrate all our available resources to avoid taking bad steps and correctly use the new levels of omni-expansive power that are opening up to us on the horizon of the near future. This neurotechnology was designed by the supermind of Maitreya in 1974 when he received the hyper-compact information download of an alien supercivilization upon touching a meteorite. He transferred much of this knowledge telepathically and guided the paths of his evolution on Earth until the present time to make these program developments possible. Through this neurotechnology, samadhi will be artificially accessible and data can be processed at quantum speed through massive neuroelectric synaptic excitation. Now it is the job of engineers to advance designs, shapes, and nanotechnology. The first push is given. The operating parameters will be defined through Neuroyoga Labs, Laboratory of Extrasensory Experiences. The operating system works through a synthetic digital telepathy interface. Interface. Through genetic resetting, millions of biochemical neurochips are created, made with the human body's own proteins, which attach to the axons and retransmit all the brain AI interactive data. It is a non-invasive, removable technology, like a suit. It is attached cranially. It can be given any external shape you want. Microprocessors are integrated as a second external neural layer. The images are only descriptive. When the nanotechnology engineers work, the device will have a different appearance. To use this technology, the mind must be self-controlled through Kriya and Raja Yoga, otherwise the operating subsystems can cause psychosis due to overprocessing. When its use is massive, the techniques will be learned from childhood, and this technology will be learned to use as one learns to speak. A sporting neurodigital neocortex would be brutal in a karate match. Reflexes and speed of movement would increase because the brain processes at maximum speed. Once the brain gets used to operating at a new frequency, it tends to stabilize there, even if technology is no longer used. Co-processes with your neurons and amplifies your senses. There is input and return, so information can be sent directly to the neurons. This neurotechnology helps to co-process the data with all the perceptual variables. You can even immerse yourself in virtual paradises like the Star Trek holodeck. That is, with your eyes open you perceive another reality recreated by the microprocessors integrated into your external neurodigital neurocortex. The visual neurons receive the information directly from the neurochips and recreate the virtual images, creating a parallel reality which is perceived with all the senses. Not only do you see it, you touch it, you smell it, it interacts completely from your brain directly. This virtualization can be used for intercommunication at a distance. How everything works with a synthetic digital telepathy interface. This technology intercommunicates with other devices near and far via Wi-Fi. It leaves out all the gurus, lamas, yogis, shamans, and other herbs. The verse is over. Anyone goes to Amazon, buys the techno, and that's it. No one else is going to want to listen and pay for a ton of nonsense and shit. With the external digital neurocortex you artificially access samadhi and nirvana directly. That is, reaching the Buddha state. That is why Maitreya is the last historical Buddha. He gives us this technology through which we can all become Buddhas by pressing a simple button. Before advanced meditation was for superhumans, now Maitreya has made it available to 12-year-old children. It has created an irreversible digital neurotechnical breaking point. It has massively opened the doors for all of humanity to new ways of being, doing and having. He has changed everything completely in one fell swoop. The digital neocortex, by interconnecting with the physical brain, makes all devices obsolete. Any company that does not adapt quickly to this new wave will be pushed out of all global markets. Everything will be done with the help of the digital neurocortex. It will be used more than cell phones. Until now, AI is a co-pilot for information. This new technology is a co-pilot for co-thinking and co-acting. School and universities, degrees, and all the chauvinist nonsense will end. They will no longer be useful or necessary. The society of instant global and community knowledge will emerge, freely shared by all. All information is received directly by the neurons. Synthetic digital telepathy will allow thoughts to be digitized. Ergo, you digitize a surgeon, then you insert the information through technology in a nanosecond and voila, the guy already knows how to perform expert surgery. The digital neurocortex interacts with your brain areas, memory, etc., including muscle memory. Reorder and enrich your content. It affects the entire biosoftware. The digital neocortex is your second most evolved brain for everything. Think about the following. Evolution was adding upper layers on top of each other, the cerebellum, the limbic system, and the cerebral hemispheres. Now an interactive external digital layer. The interconnectivity is multiple, with a synthetic digital telepathy interface and Wi-Fi. In Phase 4 this technology supports bioloading, that is, direct cellular energy feedback, as well as the regeneration and modulation of DNA and the physical aspect, such as the arrest and reversal of aging. Adapted to higher animals such as dolphins, primates, and dogs, it could allow communication through synthetic digital telepathy. That is, transmission of intelligible thoughts from humans to animals and vice versa. Imagine the effects within a few years of incorporating this technology with technometahumans with 1,000 to 10,000 IQ, architecture, transportation, everything will mutate, real Disneyland. From when will the change be feasible? The prototypes can be there from 2025. The evolutionary hyperjump will be from 2030. And between 2030 to 2050 Homo sapiens will become extinct to give rise to Homo logicus digitalis. Our entire civilization will be redesigned and renewed. A total and brutal hyper-accelerated change. 1 million years forward in just 10. Will there be presidents and politicians? Possibly not. They will all have IQs of more than 1,000 to 10,000 and will intercommunicate using synthetic digital telepathy via Wi-Fi without language barriers. Most likely, the organization system will be through global direct digital democracy advised by a science council made up of our best scientists on the planet. With work in charge of cybernetics and AI, redistributing benefits through a life annuity to the entire population employed through creative leisure and social, artistic, and scientific service. Adults, children, and the elderly, meditating and expanding their minds to cosmic quantum intelligence. With the planet green through the recovery of forests and oceans, along with the protection of biodiversity. Finally, man living in peace and brotherhood with each other and in harmony between science, technology, and nature. We just have to wake up, unite, and work together to make it a reality. But for this dream to come true, it will be necessary to invest millions of hours of programming, intensive capital through a cluster of leading multinationals and accelerate the two missing technological tips, synthetic digital telepathy, currently being experimented by the United States Army, and the human protein redesign with added biosoftware. All other components are already technologically available. At age 21, Maitreya thought that both Buddha and Christ failed because his teachings could only be achieved by others very few through the centuries. Instead, Edison invented the lamp and ipso facto illuminated the entire world. This is how Maitreya then thought about using technology to digitize nirvana. And by applying a synthetic digital telepathy interface to the operating system, thoughts are digitalized. He also thought at the age of 17 that if he met an alien, the problem was that he would always have an undergifted IQ in comparison. Since then, his goal is to increase IQ naturally and artificially. With this technology, total integration and synaptic fusion with the IAG is achieved, jumping the IQ to plus 10,000. Solved equation. Rebooted and repowered human species. Initial investment is required. Maitreya is willing to work in any country that has the correct vision of betting on the development of this cutting-edge neurotechnology, which includes the secret of teleportation. An initial $100 million is required. An open-minded, small but advanced country with firm faith in God, like Dubai, could be the right choice.